The Season 2 of the newly released animation began with the devastation and chaos that was caused by Powder, also known as Jinx in Season 1, where she nuked the Parliament during an important meeting. Everyone is in shock as chaos ensues. Immediately, Jayce took his colleague to a room trying to use magic to revive him. Cassandra Kiramman is now dead as they held a memorial service and funeral for her. The scenes shifted to Officer Caitlyn Kiramman having a serious conversation with Mel regarding the attack as she had witnessed it firsthand. She informed him that this attack was an act of a single deranged individual, named Jinx, and she also informed them that Silco is now dead. However, one of the council members is of the opinion that they wipe out the people of Zaun from the face of the earth. Mel is still of the opinion that they pin the attack on Jinx, but Mel finally agreed to endorse invasion on their attacker, but only on one condition, which is she draws the line at using hextech, which is a magical technology that combines elemental and spirit magic to create commodities that are accessible to everyone. Mel believes that such force must be their final resort, which they accepted. Meanwhile, Caitlyn Kiramman sat with her father, Tobias Kiramman, in regret as she had a clear shot on Jinx to stop this chaos that had befall her people. Her father, Mr. Tobias, then gave her the Kiramman key, which was supposed to be a gift from her mother to her. Caitlyn believes that she doesn't deserve it after all that had happened, but her dad insisted that she earned it. Just then, Vi came to meet her, and they both hug as Caitlyn is really in pain. Afterwards, Vi informed Caitlyn that she could possibly find a way to fix this if Caitlyn can get Jayce to fix the gauntlets. Caitlyn informed her that she shouldn't, and it's dangerous. She also told Vi about the council plan to go after Jinx with everything they have got. Caitlyn gave Vi a badge to join them, but she refused as this same people she is helping also killed her parents. Mel went to visit Jayce to check up on Victor's health, but unfortunately, Victor is still in a critical condition. Jayce lament on how he wasn't affected by the blast. He also don't understand how his friend really got affected by this as Victor was just next to him when the blast occurred, while Mel comforted him. That same evening, Jayce met with Caitlyn and she discussed on how depressed and angry she is after what Jinx had done to her. Caitlyn Kiramman gave a speech in moment of respect to those who had died, especially the three council members, Counselor Irius Bolbach, Cassandra Kiramman, and Torment. Vi noticed a weird-looking guard amongst them and immediately went after him, but unfortunately for her, she was stopped by the guards. The guards went on to drop a bag and walk to Mel and attacked her. Chaos ensues and a battle begun, with many others approaching from the sky. Jayce fought with some of them as well. Nearby, Caitlyn get attacked, but fortunately for her, Vi came to her rescue. Jayce now in serious trouble as he was attacked by one of the goons from behind and struggled in pain to survive. Luckily for him, Vi arrived just in time to save him also. More and more chaos continued as many ran for their lives, and Caitlyn also in trouble. Vi and Jayce used the hextech axe to defeat them all. Meanwhile, Caitlyn is very furious by this incident and believes Jinx and her people don't have conscience. The council held another meeting on how they need to defend themselves with hextech. Meanwhile, Jayce had just finished cooking one of his deadly weapons to defend them all from Seiko and his men, and now Vi is also one foe them and prepare for battle. The scene then takes us to Jinx and a montage video of Jinx paying her final respect to him. Silco saw Jinx as a surrogate daughter figure as he took her under his wing and mentored her when she was young and vulnerable. Anyways, Jinx is now the most wanted in the city. Meanwhile, Silco people prepare strategies on how to defend themselves, and if the time comes they battle, then they have no choice but to fight. Some of them are of the opinion that they just hand over Jinx, which easily stop all this chaos, which Sevika disagree on. Sevika went into Silco office to pour out our frustration, but just then, Jinx appeared. Sevika thinks Jinx came to finish her off, but this wasn't it as they both had a brief conversation. They talked about Silco and his plans was a total failure. Meanwhile, Jinx has been followed by some of Sevika council. Back to Victor, he is now awake but in a different form. Jayce informed Victor on how the core saved him, but Victor isn't happy as he believes the core is bad, and it was what killed his supervisors. He leaves and gave his goodbye to Jayce. Nearby, Professor Heimerdinger and Echo sneak into the Jayce's lab, but unfortunately for them, Jayce caught them. Jayce gave the two some tea, Soon after, Heimerdinger asked for the whereabouts of Victor. Jinx was working on her stuff when all of a sudden some toxic gas was sprayed and some men arrived in search of her while she hid. Thus, individuals who came in search of Jinx was Officer Kiramman, Visi, and other officers. Just as Jinx escaped, she unfortunately got attacked by Sevica council members, those individuals who followed her earlier. They tried finishing her off, but just then, Sevica arrived and a battle ensues. Jinx gave Sevica what she was working on to help with her disability, and this was such a crazy powerful tech, which have Sevica multiple powers, which Jinx really enjoyed watching her use, as they eliminated them all. Meanwhile, we get to see Victor wandering deep alone. Victor gets some company as they all prepare to attack him, but at that moment, Victor showcases how powerful he has now become, as he uses his powers to heal a sick old man, making them all bow to him. His act really made Victor happy. Back to Kiramman and her men, they found a helpless man, so they helped him, and then questioned him about Jinx and her plans. Meanwhile, Medarda then got attacked by a witch who came to seek for revenge, and walked towards her to finish Ambessa off, but unfortunately for the witch, she failed, and Ambessa immediately eliminated her. Back to Kiramman and Vi discuss about their current situation, but just then Kiramman and Vi then has a special moment for themselves. As soon as they were done, they both continued their mission. Mel went on to visit an old friend named Lest, and he informed her about Ambessa Medarda visitation. Mel begged Lest to tell her what her mother came for, as she herself believed. Everything about her mother is a calculated risk. He gave her a digger and told Mel that this is all she needed to shut down Solo. Anyways, Vi and Kiramman continues to wander deep. Echo and Jayce Talus make research more on the Arcane, while the professor believes that every action taken by Jayce has a defined reaction. Jayce doesn't know why this reaction would possibly take place deep underground. Professor Heimerdinger, Echo, and Jayce went deep underground to the hextech, and something crazy happened as everywhere changed. Meanwhile, Vi entered Jinx's territory, and they both had a serious conversation where Vi explained to her that she is tired of all this. But just then, Kiramman got Jinx on sight and then shot her gun. Jayce and Echo are confronted by something mythical, while at that same moment, Jinx and Vi began to fight. While Kiramman Caitlyn is also busy with Sevica, where all of a sudden a blast occurred, but this couldn't stop them all. Jayce Talus realizes on the mess and monsters they have been creating all along. Jinx beat up Vi mercilessly, but fortunately for her, Caitlyn shot Jinx there by giving Vi an opportunity to pin Jinx down. Just as they were about finishing her off, Jinx's little friend then arrived at the scene covering her from Caitlyn's aim. Just then, chaos ensues in the town as there was a blast of colors all around the cities. Caitlyn is angry because Vi stopped her from killing Jinx. She hit Vi with her gun and head out. Meanwhile, Mel continued her research, but just then, Alora began to choke suddenly. Mel is surrounded by something mysterious. The scene shifted to Ambessa Medarda, giving a speech on rebuilding the city from chaos, and believes it time for them to end all this. She informed the people that wrath must be met with wrath, and they must delay martial law as half of their council was killed by this so-called tyrant. She then went on to appoint Caitlyn Kiramman as the leader in command. Ambessa swore to give justice to Kiramman Mom. The Season 2, Episode 3 of Arcane then came to an end with a mysterious scene as a man is captured. The episode 4 to 6 will be uploaded next week, so do well to subscribe to get updated. Thanks for watching and goodbye.